Knuckles is back in an all-new show, and in the same week, Velma is back. I watched some of that, and it was a very slight improvement. When talking about Velma 2, it's not really me saying positive improvements over the first season, it's more like you're talking about which season is less obnoxious and annoying. Velma 2 is better, and the main reason is because the original worst Scooby-Doo character kills the newest worst Scooby-Doo character. No, I'm not making that up. Anyways, in this show we see the return of Knuckles, who is trying to get used to relaxing with his new friends Sonic and Tails. This doesn't go well when he ends up teaming up with Wade to stop a new threat. Sonic 2 was a massive improvement compared to the original film. The only downside was the human wedding subplot that feels like it halts the flow of the movie completely. The only human that doesn't truly halt things in that movie is Wade, the goofy cop sidekick. So of course I would want more Wade. I would love more Wade. And this show is the phrase, be careful what you wish for. This is the third Sonic project in the series, and it should have been called Sonic 3 and Knuckles, but mostly Wade. Wade is not a bad character whatsoever, don't get me wrong, but this series feels like he's teetering near the edge of the category where side characters should not be put in the front center of the spotlight. Wade here isn't a strong enough character to hold his own. He's hilarious in small doses, and he even has funny moments here, but his entire arc bogs down some of the story. Knuckles doesn't really get any development here. Yes, he did in the previous film, but I feel like the show could have touched more on how it's okay for him to chill instead of always being a warrior. It's nice to learn that Wade's dad abandoned him in a TJ Maxx. See, it's hard to even say that without giggling a little bit. Knuckles promises to train Wade, but this results in a musical episode, which, it's as weird as it sounds? I don't want to say the Knuckles show is false advertising because Knuckles is definitely there, but if this was titled The Adventures of Knuckles and Wade, I wouldn't have been as disappointed as I am with the show. The Knuckles stuff is great, and even for it being a TV show, the budget feels almost as good as the two movies, but the budget probably wasn't as big as those films, so maybe that's why Knuckles isn't truly the star here. But Idris Elba is still having a blast in this role, so that's nice to see where he occasionally gets moments to shine. But even the villains here aren't that great. They don't even have to be Jim Carrey level because no one can truly top that, but it still feels like it's such a letdown. And Wade, you're my boy. Seeing you grow is good, but man, you kind of brought this down a bit. The Knuckles show is okay, but that one glaring problem is a huge glaring problem. Again, Wade is a good character, but not enough to hold his own. If you're curious about this show, I would say give it a watch, but don't expect anything that's great in quality like the second film. It's more like the first film in quality, if not slightly worse. You guys go watch Velma 2, it's much better than this shit. Okay, don't actually do that. That was a joke.
You know me, the fighting freak Knuckles, and we're at Pumpkin Hill. You ready? I ain't gon' let it get to me. I'm just gon' creep down in Pumpkin Hill. I got to find my lost piece. I know that it's here.